Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 3, Chapter 99. We are in the Dreamlands. We're at the Forsaken Caravanserai at noon, of course. Grip, Dora, and Dabwick stand on the ground amongst the heap of rubble that was once the northeast corner of the building. Dora is in sandy-colored robes and is not sunburnt. Grip's tattoos are blacked out again, and he has all of his fingers. Dabwick is currently in the form of a tawny, anthropomorphic humanoid cat. Vic, looking like a mid-20s Roni dressed in ninja robes, is standing on the second floor, peering through a keyhole into what appears to be the only room in the caravanserai to have survived the ravages of time or whatever destroyed this place. It's a study of sorts, fine carpeting, fine furniture, elegant desk covered in research materials, and the man, Hazerton Pragmus Lowles IV, only younger. Quite a bit younger than you'd expect. Looking as young, in fact, as Dora described when she was having her vision of Tima and Vaticus's wedding. So around 40-ish or so. No purple specks, no sallow, wrinkly, pallid skin from years spent poring over books in the darkness. Thinner, fitter, where Dora would think of Lowles' build and say the constable badge vision falling somewhere between heavy-set and portly. You describe this man more as like fit and barrel-chested. And none of the dark draping furs and flowing dark robes that Dora has seen before. He's in an impeccable, if improbable, well-tailored, pristine yellow and orange silken doublet. Still the long beard, still the square hat, but with this outfit, the weird little hat looks a little more jaunty than odd. I have art for you, my friends.
Ooh.
Zoop.
Oh my, he does look very
my
jaunty.
God.
Look off your face.
That cocked eyebrow. Fuck you.
Don't look at me like that. I will slap that eyebrow off your face.
It's jaunty.
Jaunty. So, Lowles is sitting at this desk. He dips his pen into the ink, places a slip of paper before him with a thump of his hand on the desk, clears his throat. He writes with great passion and rapidity in so large and bold a hand that he reaches the bottom of the page as soon as you recognize that he's started. And as he finishes, the page is tossed over his shoulder, out of his way, on the floor. He then pounces on another piece of paper from the supply scattered around the table, and as you stand there watching, he sits there writing. He never stops, except to sip a cup of tea and to occasionally smack his forehead from time to time. 1, 2, 3, 4. He springs to his feet with the energy of a young man and a look of superb triumph. Then he sits again, and the process begins anew. Roni, you're there alone. What do you do?
The first thing I do is I take out the alchemical torch vanity and I load a special alchemical cartridge into it. And then I very carefully take out the gem of seeing and peer through it, peering through the keyhole in the door.
So,
Sounds like a haunt.
Vic, as Roni, lifts the gem of seeing to his eye, stares through the keyhole. What do you think you see, Johnny?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you to tell me what I see.
You see...
I have tons of theories, but I have no idea what I'm about to see.
You see the exact same thing you see with your normal eyesight. You see Hazerton Pragmus Lowles IV writing feverishly at a desk, jauntily tossing slips of paper on the floor behind him, occasionally smacking his forehead, and then getting back to work. He appears to be there and appears to be as he seems.
Is it the exact same motions every time?
Is it like watching a film on a loop?
That's what I'm about to ask too. Is like, is this like a moment in time that's like and then clicks again?
That's a great question. I can see how maybe the second time through might be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm watching some sort of, oh, wait, no. He only smacked his forehead 3 times there. Oh, he's kind of slurping at the tea this time through, it does not appear to be the exact same sequence of events, just similar, like he's in a zone.
Great. And this is what he does when he's in his zone. All right, I will pull out my extract of Identify and drink it.
Pull out your identity. Okay, all right. Consider it drunk in.
What do I see?
As your senses open up and you start taking in the presence and absence of magical auras, the first thing you notice is that there is an aura of abjuration coming off of one of his gold rings on his finger. You can catch sight of a faint, low-level aura coming off of something at his belt. Give me a spellcraft check.
35.
Looks like he's got a dagger tucked into his belt at his waist. It's a +1 dagger. And this ring on his finger is a ring of protection +2.
Does he have a spell component pouch?
He's occasionally standing up. He would have a spell component pouch, yes.
I will carefully and stealthily make my way back to my friends.
Let's see how stealthy you are this time. You were very stealthy last time.
34.
Okay, you feel darn good about your level of stealth as you blend into the walls and slink back to the top of the pile of rubble. And looking down, you can see your pals. What's the plan now, gang? Shall we punch the problem?
I climb down and gesture them to like move away so that there's no way that sound could travel back up there.
Oh, getting a little distance back from the caravanserai. All right, great. So you are out in the desert under the baking sun. You've got about 10 minutes before heat stroke sets in. What do you say to each other?
What do you see?
I saw Lowell's.
Lowell's?
There's a room at the end of the room that I was in. I peeked through the keyhole. Lowell's is in there. He's studying, writing, drinking tea.
It's really him?
Yeah, I looked through the gem. I even identified he's got a magic dagger, magic ring, spell component pouch. Seems to be him. If it's not him, I know we're still on the lookout for the cursed bookkeeper, but it seemed to be him.
Do we know if Lowell's was a wizard?
No, you know him to be an archivist and aristocrat.
Right. But an archivist is a bard and would carry a spell component pouch?
Yeah, they still use
okay.
spell components. I know.
I just love the look on Robert's face. Just staring with a furrowed brow and an expression of...
That's the look on Grip's face.
Yes.
And Roberts. They're of a mind.
Could he be the cursed bookkeeper?
I mean, if it is the cursed bookkeeper, then it's beaten a gem of seeing.
Why would the cursed bookkeeper be here? It seems like to me that Lowell's would come here during his dreaming to do more research, right? And maybe that's where we need
That's
to
how
go.
he uses his time in the Dreamlands while he is traveling.
What was
That's an excellent theory.
What's the state of the papers that once he throws them? Like, is it just scattered about the floor?
Yes. Yeah, there is a mess in the room.
And it's
behind
growing.
the desk. Oh, yeah, I understand. It doesn't appear as though the papers disappear
It's
once
not
he tosses
magical
them.
at all.
Yeah,
It
no, they
seems
seem to...
totally real. It seems like a dude that's writing this stuff. And
Yeah.
Maybe this is how he writes his books.
But then to not like even
They wouldn't go
keep
with
them
him.
in order, right? They're
Correct.
Maybe he just really enjoys writing and uses his time in the Dreamlands to write.
Maybe he's looking for something very particular.
I feel like there's no fucking way it's really him, but I don't know what else to do other than go in and punch it.
And if we were to go in and punch it, we could sabotage him if it is him.
If we kill him here, we could drive him insane.
Yes, though I think he probably already is. I think we should try and talk to him.
I know I don't want to go to the other place where the other thing is, so
Back to the baths.
yeah, I don't want to go there.
Let's not go there.
So yeah, let's go and either talk to or punch at this what looks like Lowell's.
Can we lure him out into the space out of the library space so we have more room?
How big is the room?
I mean, it looked like it was maybe like
25 by 25.
20 by 20 kind of.
Yeah.
like not. And my understanding is that was the room that Lowell's would rent, basically.
Yes, that is the room that you all would have stayed in. He would have worked at this very desk, preparing overnight to talk to the Mad Poet before you all left. This is a room your bodies have slept in. It's
interesting because I love Dabs' theory that he's performed a ritual to come to the dreaming, and this is how he spends his time. But he's writing. He's not. Is he researching or is he just writing? Like, he can't take those pages with him unless he knows something we don't. So I'm struggling to find the purpose of coming here to just write things down if you can't take what you produce with you. Though it seems like this is how he would envision himself in his, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that he's done what we've done and envisioned himself the way he wants to see himself here.
Right.
But is using that time to...
In a way that makes no sense to you.
In a way that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And to answer that very specific question, he is definitely reading things from the collection of what looks like ledgers and books, and I think I even mentioned a couple of maps around him. But the focus of his activity is writing. But then again, the thing that he is writing does not seem super important to him because he just tosses it away as if he's like, I did that, now I'm done with it.
Or he knows he can't take it with him anyway, so it doesn't matter what order it lies in on the floor.
Right.
And now Robert wants to know, because Grip doesn't think of such things, but like, is it the same page every time?
Yeah, no way from the distance that Vic was at to tell that. But
all work and no play makes Lowell's a dull boy.
Do I remember you have some sort of truth-telling spell?
Yes.
Since I died here last time, I prepared myself to change into a giant scorpion should things get hairy. And I'm much more defensible in that form. But I can also grab. If we can get him out and grab him, we could maybe ask him some questions. You can also grab, can't you?
Oh, well, yeah.
I tried to detect thoughts and couldn't read any, but you might have better luck.
I do have a zone of truth.
Is Zone of Truth higher?
Zone of Truth is a second level spell. But no, because I can cast Detect Thoughts at my highest level.
Oh, that's much better. Just because we can always ask questions, and if you're detecting the thoughts, then you read them.
Is the room he is in blocked by 3 feet of wood or 1 foot of stone or whatever the bloody... You tried it, though. You tried Detect Thoughts.
the door
We'll
is
go
thin
through the
enough
door.
to detect through.
Well, I have to go up there, but yes. You can try that.
All right, why don't you all move your tokens up there? Climb up the rubble pile, make your way across this narrow, long, sort of veranda, I guess, at this point.
Does the door enter into the room or out of the room?
We would want to stay away from the door, though, right? We'd want to go as far away from the door as we could, back to the place that I was at.
Why?
Because the closer we get, the more stealth checks everybody has to make.
So Dora can detect through the door at 60 feet away from Lowell's. So if, why don't I... Can you tell where that is, Katie, or should I just put you there?
Well, I don't know where he is, but you can just put me...
I'll put you there.
Is Dabwick close enough that you would want them to make a stealth check?
Why don't you go back where Grip is?
Okay.
I think I'm fine with that distance.
Okay.
So Dora and Vic stop 40 feet away from this closed door. Grip and Dabwick sort of edge along the western wall here, just a little 10 feet closer, staying silent, hugging the wall, getting just a little bit closer to that door should something happen. And then Dora casts Detect Thoughts.
Question.
Yes.
I have Detect Thoughts as a spell. I have the ability to use it once per day as a spell-like ability.
Yes.
Is it at my highest? Like, would the DC of that be as if I cast it as a 3rd level spell or just as a 1st?
As a 1st.
Then I will use a 3rd level spell slot to make the DC higher.
Understood. So the first couple of rounds of concentration, you experience exactly what Vic/Roni did, which was there seems to be the presence of only one thinking mind. You do determine that this thinking mind has an intelligence of 18, and I know Did Johnny say it out loud last time, or did we talk about it afterward? That was a surprising figure to
Yeah.
you all?
Yeah.
You discover the same thing.
I wonder if he could imagine himself smarter here. Interesting.
I rolled a natural 20 on the will save, so you very quickly discover you're not
Yeah. it's too
penetrating
bad.
this particular mind.
It's too strong.
But you could blow another spell slot.
Shut up.
I'm not going to roll 20 twice, am I?
You could. You could roll. I mean.
Well, what did he get?
What's that?
What was his total?
Who knows? Doesn't matter because he rolled a natural 20.
Last time it was a 30.
Well,
This is a lot of standing and staring for Gripper.
it is.
I think we should just go talk to him.
Or something.
I feel like we could lure him out.
Why do we care about luring him out here?
We have more space, and he's not around his familiar items. Bring him out here. Maybe Grip and I can get behind the door somehow and surprise him.
Or maybe if we try to bring him out here, he goes, oh, there's people out there. And he concentrates and he disappears, and we lose the opportunity. I say we kick in that shitter door. Anybody disagree? But the
Are we
goal-
going to talk, or are we just going to attack?
I think we attack him, we grab him, and then we talk when we have him.
I can only deal damage.
Well, we got two people that can grab people.
I can try to block him mentally, but
I won't be able to grab him in that room. It'll be too small.
protection. If he was that strong against detecting thoughts, he'll be just as strong against the mental block. But I might get him for one round.
All right.
Shall I go in and grab him then? I'd like to. I'd like to grab him and squeeze very, very hard.
Who's opening? Well, in that case, I would
You
say.
open the door for him.
No, you open the door.
How about I open the door as a anthropomorphic cat?
Oh, yes.
He doesn't know.
Yes.
He doesn't know you.
Right.
But he hates cats.
And he hates anthropomorphic cats,
That was the whole point.
right?
He's
You ready,
scared
Grip?
of cats.
I'm ready. Yeah, you open the door. I'm gonna walk in and try to go directly to him and grab him, if circumstances allow.
If I can shoot him with an alchemical cartridge, it'll make it harder for him to concentrate and get away.
So do you want me to open the door, you shoot, and then Grip runs in?
Sounds good.
Yes.
I'll just be back here.
All right, those that are approaching the door, go ahead and give me some stealth checks.
So I'm gonna approach to like here.
Oh, we just never know what we don't know.
Let's see, stealth. I'm quite good at that, right? Oh no, pretty bad.
Wait.
So Dabbook's right at the door. What did Dabs get?
16.
And Vic, who's standing right next to the door,
27.
and Grip, who's about 10 feet behind Dabs.
Well, that's a 6 on the die for a 5.
He's just hulking his way forward.
As the three of you leave Dora behind and start stealthily making your way towards the door. Yes,
Say it like
air
that,
quotes,
my
stealthily.
God.
As Dabwick is moving into position, Grip like stubs a toe or something on that pile of rubble pictured on the map here. Something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, lets out a grunt of frustration.
Fucking hell.
Yes, lets out a fucking hell. And Dabs and Vic on the other side of the door, you hear, hello? And then, thump! The air around all of you goes batshit crazy. You're standing at noon under the bright sun, and suddenly it is pitch black. Not so dark that you can't see, just everything that had been bright is now dim. So all of the tawny colored desert clothing that Dabs and Dora had been wearing and Dabwick had become suddenly looks inky black and pitchy. And the ninja Vic suddenly seems to be wearing bright white, like glowing white. You start to feel like the air is liquid. You're still able to breathe it, but there's this thick, viscous quality to it. And the sound of like your own heartbeat or you're breathing in the air, or the sound of Grip's like, fuck me, lingering in the air suddenly turns into like you're hearing the sound waves going through the air. The door itself, which had been this deep, dark brown wood color, now looks strangely neon green. And
Is this a spell or is this his will? Is there a way to tell? Spellcraft check, knowledge arcana, knowledge planes.
Dora's experience is something that this is simply that this just happened. She can't see him.
But I heard him say hello.
You heard him say hello. Yeah, I don't think she has enough information.
But is there a spell out there that they might be aware of that produces this effect? There is not one, as far as Katie knows.
Give me a knowledge arcana check.
May I do the same?
You may.
Well, I rolled a 3 for a 19.
Okay.
18. Garbage.
Together, that's 37.
If only it worked that way. Yeah, it's probably really disorienting and upsetting to the two of you because you have no clue what just happened. And those of you close to the door definitely did not hear the sounds of spell casting. You just heard him say hello, and suddenly the air went weird.
So Lulz could be a very powerful dreamer here and be able to manipulate the world around him, which is super, super dangerous for us.
Let's all roll initiative.
Should I bother rolling a sense motive?
You can't see him. Yeah, you have nothing to
Yeah.
react to.
Oof.
Starting closest to the door, Dabwick.
8.
Oh, great. Vic?
15.
Gripper.
21.
Oh, hey, that's good for you.
Yep.
And Dora.
15.
All right.
It's a natural 20 good for me, as a matter of
Nice.
fact.
Good thing you wasted it on initiative.
We'll see. We'll see if it's wasted.
Okay, so the air goes crazy all around you. You feel like light is dark, dark is light, solid is liquid, liquid is solid. Colors make no sense. Grip is jumpy. He's the first one to act. What do? Grip? You're 10 feet behind Dabwick, who's in front of the door, which is still closed. Catwick.
Cat your wicks. Cat your wicks. I'm
That Catwick kid.
Just didn't stick.
Not that they didn't try.
I don't like it. I don't like any of it. And I'm gonna walk in. I'm just going to go into the room.
Just Kool-Aid your way through the door.
I am gonna Kool-Aid my way through the door and see how far my standard movement gets me.
Well, the door's closed, so you can try to attempt to bull rush your way past Dabs and through the door.
Yes.
All right. Give me that CMB check. Let's see if you can burst through this door.
Or just dabs.
That's a 22 for the CMB check.
I like it. And I think, Paul, you're probably actually in the square on the other side of the door to open it up.
Right, because I was going to open it for them.
Yes, great. All right, so Grip comes barreling
The
down.
thought of him sitting in there at that fucking desk has me pissed off, and I'm going for him.
Right
God, I hope you
between
bounce off that door.
right between Dabwick and Vic, who are flanking the door, slams into the door. There's a brief moment where it seems like, oh my goodness, and then smash! Clobbers down the door, and at the end of his full round action there, he is in the room with Lowles. 5 feet in front of the desk, 10 feet away from Lowles, who's now standing up behind the desk. And as he sees you come smashing through, he's coming to his feet. Oh, well, hello, Rip Tusk. So good to see you.
You fucking cunt.
What? Vic, you're up.
Vic is blended, and since he doesn't have to move, since he has Expeditious Retreat on, he's blending all the time. So you're going to have to make a perception check to even see me.
Let's see if that's true. Give me one moment to look something up.
Oh.
Did he really say, what?
He did really say what? He seemed surprised and hurt.
Yeah, so this is pre-betrayal Lowell's incarnation.
So Vic's moving in,
Or he's a bluff.
confident that he can't be seen. Johnny, as Vic crosses, like even enters the threshold of the doorway, Lowell's eyes go right to you. Roni! You're here too.
Fuck.
You want to keep moving? You want to shoot him? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we are punching again.
And remember this, I think I described this last time. He seems fun. Like there's a glint of guile and wit in his eyes.
I think you should definitely trust him.
And that doesn't jibe with who we understand him to
anything.
be.
It really
from the,
does
from
not.
The journals.
It really does not.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna fire at him.
So it looks like Vic is edging in just 5 feet further into the room and to the side so that he's got a bead on Lowell's over Grip's shoulder. Give me that attack roll.
I'm sure this is gonna go well. I narrow my eyes, making him my studied target,
Yep.
and fire vanity. Oh, that's a 35.
Your guess is that it's not a 35 because the instant you narrow your eyes, through this weird haze in the air, whatever effect is going on, you're like, oh, he's exactly 25 feet away. No, he's 10 feet in front of me. No, he's 40 feet away. It's very difficult to determine distance to an extent that you may have just lost 4 on that attack roll. However, it is sufficient to hit.
Excellent. That would be 7 points of damage. And for
That's half damage.
That's half damage
Why is it half?
because it's a gray dust
right.
alchemical cartridge. And for the next 3 rounds, they have a -10 concentration check and cannot cast defensively.
You blast him in the shoulder. He whips back. He raises his right hand, dropping his magnificent yellow silk handkerchief, and claps his hand to the shoulder. What the hell, Roni? You just fucking shot me.
That's right, Lowells. I just fucking shot you.
Who?
Sense motive.
Sure.
16.
Hard to tell. Dora, you're up next. Things are going pretty quickly weird. But he did take the wound. He is bleeding. It looks as though he may not have taken all of the damage you would expect him to have taken, but he did take damage.
I'm at such a loss. But
You're 60 feet away.
I will summon the thought of the violent slamming of a large book. And try to insert a mental block between him and his experience.
Fun. All right, so you're within range, is that right?
Medium range.
Nice. 24.
Damn.
Seems to have no effect on him.
And all he saw was me at the very, very far away, just sort of tilting my head at him. So
Right.
I don't know. If,
I don't think he's even looking
Where?
out there because he's
Yeah.
got Grip right in front of him and Roni who just shot him inside the room. Do you want to take a move at all?
I'm so confused. Yeah, I moved closer, but to the side, out of his view.
Okay, so you're on the opposite side of the door that Dabs is. Within nice range to listen, but not inside. Got it. Okay. Dabwick, you are up next. You are on the outside of this room. You saw Dora just moving close. You're behind the door at the moment, and things are not going as it sounds like anybody expected.
Dabwick will step into the room.
Ah! What in the ever-living fuck? What? What? No! Beads of sweat start pouring down his forehead. He looks like a little crazed in the eyes, and for the first moment, he seems upset and angry and scared.
He has a legit mechanical fucking phobia.
It certainly appears that way. So he's trembling and shaking in a state very similar to what you've seen Grip be in most of this story.
Dabwick says in their creepiest cat-like voice that they can summon, "Hello, Azzy," and cast Stone Discus. So
You're attacking him.
I'm attacking him.
All right. Let's do this.
This is what we came to do, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Remind me how Stone Discus works.
So at this point, at level 7, Dabwick can cast 2 discuses. And these are stone, like skipping stones that they pull from their pockets that, as they throw, become larger.
Nice.
They can be either blunt, dealing bludgeoning damage, or sharp, dealing slashing damage.
Okay.
Dabwick's choosing slashing.
Okay.
Each discus or biscuit, each cat biscuit requires a ranged attack to hit and deals 46 points of damage.
What is the school of this spell? Is it Conjuration?
That's a good question. It is a conjuration spell.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. These touch attacks?
These are ranged to hit versus AC.
Okay. All right. Give me some rolls on the first discus.
First discus, 12 to hit.
Dabwick experiences exactly what I described to Vic, where you had been so sure of your range, and the instant you start trying to concentrate on it, it seems as though you can't really tell how close or far you are. The discus goes flying against the wall and shatters.
Discus 2, 17 to hit.
Having felt that experience the first time, Catwick narrows their eyes even more closely, peers through the confusion in the air. The discus strikes home. How much damage?
15 points.
Oh. Okay, again, he does not seem to take all of that, but that is a significant wound, hurling him against the wall and leaving him bloodied. His fine yellow and orange silks are now just soaked in blood. He is staring at this cat with angry, terrified eyes, and he's crying a little bit now. And we're at his turn. He clenches his body a little bit as though trying to steel his resolve. The three of you in the room, so everybody except for Dora. Oh my god, this distance warping effect seems to get even more pronounced. What is the name? I think it's called a rack focus, you know, in movies where they do the thing where the person stays in one place but the background goes fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
You're now living in a continuously shifting rack focus where you try to focus on somebody, but everything behind them is swimming back and forth. And then if you try to settle the background, the person you were trying to look at is now no save to any of this so far. It is incredibly difficult to see, move, determine distance, breathe. You're feeling reality around you kind of melting in an effect.
This is something he did, or this is a result of him getting hit from the discus?
This seems to be something he did.
Okay.
Like you saw him, perhaps as a free action, draw some focus and concentration into a thing he can do.
Gotcha.
Are we able to make any kind of spellcraft check? Like
He did not
Arcana
cast a
check,
spell.
like just in terms of seeing this.
I already did that.
Right, but we hadn't seen him do anything. Like we were seeing him physically doing something. We're seeing him concentrate on something.
Vic can attempt a knowledge planes check.
Excellent. God, that's a natural 1. That's a total of 16.
Yeah, and I think, Johnny, this is also reflecting how hard it is to concentrate inside this effect happening. This is really feeling like dream shit now. In a way, like everything had felt, hey, I can kind of make my avatar look how I want, and some things are weird, but it had kind of felt a little bit like being in the real world, sort of. But now this just feels like I can't hold on to anything. I can't quite process what I'm seeing. Did I even understand what I saw?
Is it that feeling of like as if our arms are like our fingers are like stretching out? Like is it our limbs not looking like limbs anymore? Or do we are our self-images starting to warp along with this?
They are not.
Okay.
This seems to be something happening to the environment, not to you.
Okay.
And that might also be why you're not making saves on this. So he didn't do something to you. He actually did something to the area around him, which then makes it harder for you to simply function inside of it. He's unraveling the dream in a way, is what it feels like.
Dabwick doesn't have knowledge planes, but could they make a wisdom check? Does this echo what we know about powerful dreamers being able to change the space?
I don't think you even have to make a check. I think that if that's where Dabs' brain is going, that seems,
confirms.
That seems a reasonable assumption at this moment for sure.
Okay.
So, I was going to do one thing for Lowell's before the cat came in and hurt him.
Oops.
Now you're going to do something else.
You see Lowell's kind of, so he does that little clench. Things get weirder and harder to focus. He closes his eyes and he said, "This is not happening. This is not happening. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep." And all of you feel, including Dora, god-awful tired. This sense of lethargy washes over every single one of you simultaneously as he's saying to himself softly over and over again, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep." So I'm going to need will saves from everybody, but wait to roll it because you all are going to have some pretty brutal penalties here.
Good, because my will save was getting a little ridiculous. So it's best to temper that.
Dora's at -4. The rest of you are at -6.
-6. All right.
Sweet.
So that's a -2 off the die.
Quick question.
Yep.
Is this, would I get an additional +1 bonus versus extraordinary, spell-like, and supernatural abilities of aberrations?
Let me check that. No.
Great, thank you.
Had to check if he was an aberration.
Divinations, enchantments, or fear effects.
You can, if you have a bonus
Yeah.
against... Oh, boy. No, none of those.
Okay.
If Barnabas was here, Barnabas has a bonus against sonic effects. This would help against that, but...
Oh, I know what he's doing.
I will say this, if this helps confirm for you, Katie. The DC was just set by a perform check.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with... Let's go closest to furthest. So, Gripper, what'd you get?
A 4. It's my second 6 on the die in a row today,
Buddy.
for the record.
Catwick.
Rolled a 29 -6 would be a 23.
Okay, you keeping it?
I'm keeping it.
And Vic/Roni.
I rolled a 20, which brings me down to 14. Then I I spent 2 points of inspiration
Okay,
to get it back to a 20,
okay.
and then rolled an action point to get it to a 24. So 24.
And is this action or shame?
This is action.
Okay.
This is Roni. Roni is
You're fighting back.
absolutely.
And what about Dora?
Dora's debating using an action point, but has no frame of reference for
No,
whether or not that
no.
is useful. He doesn't seem particularly charming, does he? Fuck.
I would say this. This guy seems way more charming than you would have expected.
I don't think I can make it with an action point, so I got an 11.
That was a good call, Katie.
Yeah.
So, as he starts muttering to himself, "Oh, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep," Grip and Dora obey, and they immediately collapse to the ground.
Seems like
in
a
an
fine idea.
Unconscious heap. "I didn't want to be here anyway," says the two of them.
But he doesn't know
He doesn't know where you are, and he doesn't know that you just fell asleep, because he can't see you, unless he has some connection to...
but I can hear him. I think I moved up to where I could just hear him.
Ooh. All right. That's the end of the first round. Top of round 2. Gripper just fell asleep. Let me verify that there's nothing you can do. I think somebody has to wake you up, Robert, but let me check real quick.
That's right.
This is a slightly different thing than a simple sleep spell. So let me just check something. Yeah, okay. So Gripper is asleep, can take no actions, helpless. Vic, you are up. You have no grip in the way because the grip just fell to the ground. And Lowell's across the room is huddled against the wall, quaking in fear. He's, his eyes are mostly closed, but he's staring. Oh, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Clutching this bloody shoulder, holding a hand against his battered and bruised ribs. He seems very scared and sad and surprised and in pain.
Should we feel sorry for him?
Please do.
Does he have hopes, dreams?
What's Vic gonna do?
Vic is going to reload as a free action. And then he is going to stalk forward 5, 10, so that he's right across the desk from this thing.
Yeah.
And holds the alchemical torch out again. He's like,
If you're not Lowell's, who the fuck are you?
Ronnie, do you consider yourself to be a complete and entire entity?
I cock the gun.
Answer the fucking question.
You answer my question.
Nope. I pull the trigger. That's a 28.
-4 is still a hit. How much damage?
15.
Okay, he definitely takes what seems to be the bulk of that. Why do you keep shooting me?
Answer my question.
I'm trying to!
Start talking.
I load again as a free action.
Do you consider yourself to be an entire and complete entity? Give me a sense motive check.
Can I roll that too?
26.
Yeah, go ahead, Debs.
Nah, 18.
Vic gets the strong sense that he thinks he is obeying to the letter your demand. He thinks this is the way to answer your question.
I'm not the one answering any questions. Answer my question without asking me anything. Start talking.
Just as you consider yourself, I have to assume I don't know because you won't tell me. Just as I have to assume you consider yourself to be a complete, entire entity in and of itself, with hopes and dreams, maybe with a desire one day to have children that you send to university. I don't know, but I'm guessing, based on our long friendship, my friend, that you consider yourself to be real and whole and an actual entity. However, you cannot deny that you are part of a larger whole that I would call humanity. Just as you are to humanity, I am to Lowell's. Wow. You may call me the Yellow King. And you see here, Roni, while I've got you, that's actually quite a clever literary reference. I pulled this from a play I read as a child. Oh, it was a wonderful tale, sort of a taut political drama. I think you would have loved it so much. There was this queen, see, and she was working with this gaggle of people, and it seems like in Act 1, she's the hero of the story. By the time you get to Act 3, you understand, no, she's an anti-hero, but no, by the end, she has been working against our king and savior the whole time. She is the villain. And when the true king comes to save her people, in the most inspiring moment in this wonderful play, I thought to myself, that's who I wish I could be. And I named myself after this beneficent ruler who saved all of the evil queen's people. Roni, for fuck's sake, stop shooting me.
Why are you here?
This is where I am. Where else could I go?
What are you doing right now?
Oh, can I show you?
No, tell me with your words.
So the question always was, what's the deal with the bookkeeper? He wrote these meticulous journals, see? And we could never figure out what it was he was writing, and I knew I could figure it out. So I grabbed all of his books. See, he's kind of gesturing with a hand, but not getting closer to them. Look, over there, looks like a ledger, doesn't it? Over there, that looks like some sort of log book. But look closer, look closer.
Keep talking.
It's gibberish. It's absolute gibberish. And I thought, oh, surely this is some sort of code, some sort of dream code that we can unravel and undecipher. You know, he was the only one, of course, who knew how to get to the mad poet before he taught me. And I thought, oh, he knows that. There must be other things he knows. So I dove deep into his journals, into his ledgers. And it turns out the whole time he was just illiterate. There's no code here, Roni. There's no code. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I can manufacture it when I try, but only when I try to write gibberish. It was quite an amazing discovery, if I do say so myself. When was the last discovery you had, my friend?
So you're saying your discovery is that the gibberish and the writings of a madman was gibberish and the writings of a madman?
Yes, which makes me the only person left who knows how to get to the mad poet.
Start talking.
I don't know what to tell you.
How do you get to the mad poet?
It's a multiple week journey. You want to follow me into the desert right now? I'll take you.
Yeah.
We need our friends back. Has he?
Wake him up.
Me?
Yeah. You.
You told me not to move, Roni.
And now I'm telling you to wake him up.
Fine, for fuck's sake. Walks around the desk, dripping a trail of blood. Giggles over him, gently nudges Grip, who wakes up. Hello, Rip Tusk. Good to see you again.
You fucking cunt.
What's the matter? What's the matter, my friend?
When was I ever your friend?
Can I ask a question? Without the cat here.
That's 2 questions.
Well, purely by the sentence structure, it's a single question. I mean, I think even someone who hasn't studied grammar as much as I have would know that. Roni, you're smarter than that. I believe in you. You know.
Can you ask a question without the cat here? You can. Will you? No.
Did I do something to hurt your feelings?
I'm not interested in giving you an ounce of information.
Fine. He goes back behind the desk.
I said wake them up.
I woke him up.
Them.
Who are you talking about? Oh, Tima. You want me to go outside? Is that okay?
I told you to wake her up.
All right. Gathers his bloody doublet around him, goes out into the sun, gently wakes up Dora. Good morning, Tima.
Hello.
They brought a cat.
I'm sure they thought it wise. She reaches up as if to say, will you help me out?
Oh, yeah. He gives you his hand.
I don't believe we've met.
Oh, my.
Unless we have.
Who are you?
I'm called Dora.
What did you do to Tima?
She's safe. Have you heard of me?
Dora?
Yes.
Wasn't that your daughter's name?
That was Daria.
Right. Little girls, they barely exist to me. I know they're there, and I know they have names. They serve no real purpose, so I largely ignore them, but...
There is something comforting in that.
All right. Well, you need a hand up?
Yes, thank you.
He helps you up.
So we're just talking?
Well, Roni is threatening to kill me.
Why?
Exactly. Did I do something to hurt you?
Yes.
Oh, shit. What did I do? Here, wait,
information.
everyone. And he kind of takes a second, and shoot, that effect in the air just dwindles away. It's gone. Everything's back to normal.
What was that?
Protection, I guess?
You can just summon that because we're in the Dreamlands.
Oh, that's where we are.
You didn't know.
There's so much I've forgotten.
Since when?
You see this dark shadow pass over his face.
Something happened here at the Caravanserai, yes?
No, something happened at the Oasis.
The Oasis.
Something.
The Mad Poet.
Yes.
Is he the Lols who went with us the first time?
No.
Okay.
This is the Lols you have not
Have never
seen.
seen.
No.
I was wondering if when he died there,
Oh,
part of him,
right,
shard
no.
of him ended up here.
No, the Lols that you would have seen or read about those times was the Lols you know.
Okay.
In his 50s, just, awful, hulking,
Yeah.
unsure of himself.
This guy's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
But is this his current self-image of himself?
Well, that's what
That's
I'm
something
trying
to
dig
discover.
up. That's what I'm trying to dig up. How long have you been here?
Oh, it feels like eons now.
And every day is the same.
Well, you see the position of the sun in the sky?
High noon.
That's where it's been as long as I can remember.
You don't sleep or eat or need to relieve yourself or other bodily functions.
I can if it's fun.
Is it?
I mean, it was in the early days, but there's only so long that is fun.
Where were you before you were here?
I'm so proud of you, Rip Tusk. Using logic, asking questions, this is a side of you I have not seen.
You condescend to me one more time like that, I'm gonna put my fist through your fucking face.
You're right. Can we please turn the cat off? Can you make it go away?
The cat's with us, just deal with it.
Who is the fucking cat?
He's a friend of ours.
God! Look, can I offer you all some tea?
No, I don't want anything you have to give me. I want you to answer the
I
question.
will come out of the sun, though.
Yes, please, don't. You don't want heat stroke. It's quite bad. Quite bad.
Where does the tea come from? Is it just here?
Oh, yeah, see? He looks over there and there's now a tea set. With 5 cups.
Did you do that, or is it a circumstance of simply the environment knowing what we need? Do you know?
I don't understand the question, and I don't think I can answer it.
You sound like an AI. I wonder if you are some sort of fantasy AI. I don't say that out loud because, of course, AI doesn't exist.
You would know that Dabwick prepared some healing spells today, so if you want to use healing to negotiate information other than tea sets.
Is he still as injured as he's been?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looks terribly hurt. Near death. Probably to Grip's satisfaction.
Yeah.
So you're not going to answer the question I posed to you?
Oh, I'm my brain. It's hard to concentrate. What was the question again, Rip Tusk? I was so fascinated by the fact that you were asking...
What did I tell you about condescending to me like that? The question was, where were you before you were here?
I was at the Oasis.
With the Mad Poet.
Yes. He very dramatically leans against the wall and falls to the ground in a dramatic heap.
Why? What did he do to you?
I haven't thought about this in so long.
It would behoove you to tell us.
Does he have any of the telltale markings like that we remember him having of the scratching and the...
No. No, and you've got a clear view of like the back of his neck too. There's no fungus. There's no.
Been seated.
Yeah, it looks like that. What do you remember?
You don't ask the questions.
Oh, right. There's a set of rules here. I need to obey the rules. Yellow King, obey the rules. We went there together as friends to learn from the Mad Poet. And you see him trail off for a second, and then it takes like a focused effort for him to put his mind back on this. It seems like his brain won't let him think about what happened there. There was, in order to obtain the information that I sought, it seemed so important at the time. I had to look in a book, and all I remember is when the pages were revealed to me, everything shattered. I lost so much of myself, and I lost so much of who I am, and I lost so much of what I'm sorry, Roni, I'm not trying to be difficult. It's very hard. It won't let me remember, but something in me shattered, and that which was Lowell's became more. There are now entities, fully formed entities that are Lowell's, and I am but one. I am part of a larger whole, as you are all part of a larger whole. I am the Yellow King. That is all I am.
Where are the others?
Who?
The other Lowells.
I don't know.
Can you sense them?
No.
Are they in the Dreamlands?
I don't know. Our paths parted.
Why are you so much younger than the Lowells who went to the Mad Poet?
Am I?
Yes.
No information.
This is news to me. Are you telling me I'm not this sharp and good looking? Am I an old man? What?
Does it matter?
I never thought of myself as an old man.
Can you? If you do, will you change?
He takes a second to focus and nothing happens. It doesn't appear so.
Do you have memories of your time before the Oasis? When you were part of a whole entity that was Lowell's?
Some, yes. Ask me. Ask me.
The Syrinscape school?
Yes. Oh, my university years. Yes, with my friends. What wonderful times we had.
Really wonderful.
I remember learning. I remember making two good friends who would stay by my side for the rest of my life.
Where are they now?
I believe Mon went south. Well, I think Gulliver stayed with me. He stayed with me. He worked with me. I think the county employed him. I think he had some sort of official job for the county. Maybe he lived in my house. Yes, he had a workshop in the basement. Oh, what fun times we had.
Tell me about these fun times.
He was so clever. So clever.
And you appreciated that.
I did.
You told him often he was clever and how much you appreciated him?
Why would I not?
That's an excellent question.
I can't comprehend a world where I would not show my beloved friends the appreciation and care they deserve.
And you were never envious of them because they were better at things than you?
I am not a perfect person, Tima. So, Dora, of course I had feelings of envy and regret and...
But you're saying you didn't act upon them.
What possible reason would I have to?
Well, we don't always have control over how we behave when we are emotional.
He looks over at Roni and nods knowingly.
Roni, not him.
Roni is just clocking everything right now.
Those
Just
eyes are so narrowed.
Yep.
Dora's just trying to drill down to
Yeah.
what this essence of this Lowell's, if that is in fact true, that there are many, many Lowell's about, like, what is this one? Because this one feels to her like all the positive things, the handsome version, the intelligent version who figured out the bookkeeper's thing, the one who genuinely cared about his friends, and And the other Lols is the one who inherited all the shitty qualities, the pettiness and the the ugly qualities.
So did you similarly split? Oh, I'm sorry, no questions.
Do you remember what you brought to the Mad Poet?
The gifts.
Oh, gifts. There were a series of gifts, weren't there?
Yes, I believe Tima helped you figure out what they should be.
No, she figured them all out on her own. I mean, I found the seeds of ideas, and I mentioned them to well, not to you, but to Tima, and she did the most remarkable work. She told me what books to find, and together we would read them, and we would make she would make discoveries, and we would figure out where we could find these. There were 7 gifts that we determined we needed to find. We came up with a plan together for all 7. They were all over the Dreamlands, and it was fun. Some of them involved stealth. Oh, Roni, you were so good at this. Some of them involved straight up punching and hitting. Rip Tusk, my friend, you were invaluable. Some of them involved guile. Some of them involved... Where is your son?
No questions.
I have no son.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not something to be sorry for.
I still feel pain. Why do I feel
Forgive me if
pain?
that's uncomfortable for you, but it's nothing to do with me.
All right, then.
Could you work out the plan again to find these gifts? Would the Mad Poet even accept the same gifts again?
He is part of the dream.
So he's consistent or inconsistent?
There's a certain logic to these things. See, here at the Caravanserai, it is noon. The Mad Poet accepts certain gifts. These things are true. Many things can change around these pillars of truth, but that which is true in a story remains true, regardless of who's telling the story.
And it's all a story, a fairy tale.
No, a dream. Is not a dream a story we tell ourselves upon waking? We tell ourselves who we were in this story. We tell ourselves what happened to us. We don't actually learn in these stories. We tell ourselves what we learned when we wake, and that is the story of the dream that we carry into our lives. It was Tima who taught me that.
So you can do it?
Do what? I'm sorry.
The
Tell
7
us
gifts.
how to find the gifts.
Oh. Let me work this out. Roni, don't shoot me, please. I can't remember the gifts, but I do know we wrote them down.
Where?
There was a book. Oh, I was so clever. Oh, you would not believe the idea that I had. This one was me. I visited a very special bookmaker who hollowed out the interior of one of our books
Yes.
to place inside the component for a ritual that we used. It was in this book. What was it called? Vultures and People, People and Vulture Men, Men and
Very
Vultures.
close.
Men and Vultures. And we jotted it down. Page 42. There's a list. We made a list.
All right.
Tima had a collection of books that we built very carefully over a period of 3 years, from which she culled her research.
And if you had the books, you could find the gifts again.
Oh, I'm nowhere near as smart as Tima. She did it herself.
What do you remember about her
I
process?
needed her. Oh, it involves so many notes.
What if we had the notes?
Then you might be able to unravel her discoveries
Where did she keep the notes?
on the pages of the books.
Do you remember any book in particular where we might start?
Well, I'd start with the list of gifts and see where that takes you.
On page 42 of Men and Vultures?
Yes.
How is there a page 42 of Men and Vultures?
It'd still be the outline of it.
Yeah. Just the interior is hollowed out? Yeah.
Okay.
You're one of these pillars, right? Because you're always here. Because it's always noon.
This is where I have been. In the early days, I did try to wake, try to leave. I always found myself back here. Because when I tried to wake, nothing would happen, and when I tried to leave, I'd get hot. So I would turn around and come back. I have no supplies here. I have no equipment here.
What supplies would you want to have here?
Well, if I were to go, I would require, a team of mounts. I would require food for weeks. I would require, I don't know, camels?
The sort of thing you'd find at a caravanserai.
Yes, but it was not to be found here anymore.
And you came after the loss of the caravanserai and those resources.
Oh, it used to be different, didn't it?
When you were here?
When Lols was here. Yes.
Do you know what happened?
I'm sorry. Did the cat just speak to me?
Yes.
Everything shattered.
Why?
I looked in the book.
Did you try to kill yourself?
Oh my goodness, that sounds like a dark impulse. No.
You don't have dark impulses.
Well, I'm human. Of course I do, but I don't.
You don't act upon them.
Why would I? There's always hope that one of my friends would show up and save me. Is there not? Would you not save me?
You think your friends were the type of people who would come and save you?
Rip Tusk was so strong.
Rip Tusk
Tima
was
was
your
so
friend? Tima was your friend?
Oh, the best of pals.
Then, if you don't mind my asking, why did you have to purchase them?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
I think you would if you thought about it for a moment. They were slaves.
I don't believe I would do that.
You don't.
What do you
quite-
remember about Wherein?
My mother's friend. That was one angry lady.
You're a fascinating creature. Dora looks at the rest of you. I don't know if I can convey this, but she's got what she needs from this expedition. She's ready to go.
To wake up.
We'll be back.
Wonderful. I'll have food prepared.
Good. Get yourself ready. We're going on an expedition.
Oh, how exciting. Let me know how it goes.
Oh, we won't have to. You're going to be there with us.
Y'all wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all wake up back in the real world. Morning of day 24, mile 218. Early morning of the 4th of Chthona now? So you wake up, you know you've got the footlocker full of books inside the bag of holding. Is that our first
Yes,
objective
absolutely.
here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You find a list of 7 objects written in the margins on page 42 of Men and Vultures. And just like all of these books, the pages are littered with notes, some of which were followed up upon, some of which were let go. There's no indication ever at any point which were followed up on and which were let go. So without knowing that this is a particular list of 7 things to look for, there is no reason to look for it. But once you know to look for it, it is very much there. I'm going to give you a little handout here. Yay! Here is the list that you find. Want to read those out there, Dora?
Viscount's signet ring. Feline tail, parentheses, blue and purple mottled fur. skull of ghoul royalty. Oh my god. Greenstone idol of a water lizard. Night hag ambassador's heartstone. Gosh, I hope we didn't use that in Thrushmore. Captain's tricorn. Red webbed foot.
And that is the end of chapter 99. We'll pick this up next time.
A list.
For chapter 100.
You want a foot, dude? I'll get you a foot.
I got your red foot.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, J.H., the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
Click the tab. Click the skills. Can you find skills?
Stop. Oh my god. Did you find that? Click the skills. Find the skills. Find the skills.
Are you looking on your sheet?
Are you even in
Have you
Roll20,
tried
bro?
turning it off and turning it on again?
Oh, I didn't mean to click tell me more. God damn it.